Cruising through the Norwegian fjords is a breathtaking experience. Min and I have traveled all around the world, and I can tell you without a doubt, the Norwegian fjords is one of the most beautiful places we've been. And I think you would agree if you've been there as well. But did you hear that the government was planning on banning all cruise ships from entering these fjords in Norway come January 1st, 2026. So before you rush out and get your cruise ship ticket for this summer, before that deadline, take a deep breath. There's been a big change that you need to know about. So stay with me and I'm going to share with you what's going on. We are Dennis and Min. Come join us on our traveling adventures around the world. Hey, so before I share with you what this major change is that affects all cruise ships in the Norwegian fjords, do me a favor and please like and subscribe so we can continue to grow this channel and reach more people and share with them also this news that's going to be affecting future cruises in Norway. Naturally, Norway, we know, is a beautiful country, and the demand for tourism has been increasing over the years. And just for these Norwegian fjords, they have had over 6 million visitors now on these Norwegian fjords cruising, because again, these are very remote, inaccessible places. So the only way that you can experience these fjords is by being on a boat, on a cruise ship. And so you can travel for miles and miles and miles through these beautiful fjords for hours and hours, and it's just breathtaking. And when you get to the end of this fjords, very often there's a small town. I wouldn't even say it's a city. There might be a few thousand people. There might be a few hundred people. And the ships are docking at these small little ports. And like in a lot of places, the residents there are very dependent upon the tourism that is there that stops at these ports. So at the same time, the government's looking at the negative aspects of these cruise ships on the biodiversity, on the marine ecology, and also the carbon emissions. So in fact, they say that out of all the carbon emissions in the country of Norway, 3% of the carbon emissions are coming from these cruise ships in these Norwegian fjords themselves. So it's not a real crazy high number, but naturally less is better. So that's why they have set this date of January 1st, 2026, banning all cruise ships from entering the fjords. But before you rush out and get your cruise ship tickets for this summer before that deadline, don't worry about it. There's still going to be time. So recently, this just happened. The Norwegian Parliament passed a bill that's going to be taking a more phased-in approach. So January 1st, 2026 was the deadline the Norwegian government set that all cruise ships had to operate in the Norwegian fjords with zero carbon emissions. However, that has been changed. So now that is still going to be the case for ships that are under 10,000 gross tons. They still have to have zero emissions by January 1st, 2026. But for the larger cruise ships that are over that 10,000 gross ton amount, they are going to get an extension. So now they have until January 1st, 2032 to be able to convert their existing ships to other forms of power to continue these cruises on the fjords. So the technology is already there. It's already happening. So I think this is a very positive thing that the Norwegian government is doing to allow these ships to use this existing technology and to convert their ships to being powered from diesel and whatever else they use to hydrogen, high capacity batteries, and also they're looking at utilizing solar because guess what? People are cruising on these fjords in the summer months, right? The winter months, you don't really want to go there because not only are there no cruise ships to take you, but the weather's not that great. So it's a limited window when these cruise ships are running in these fjords. And for those of you that didn't know, the sun shines pretty much all day and all night up there because you're so high up in latitude that the sun doesn't even go down until, I don't know, maybe 2 in the morning in some places. So they have a lot of solar power, a lot of solar energy that they can use to power these ships 100%. So it's not going to happen today or tomorrow, but the technology is definitely there. So now they're just in the process of converting these ships from how they've been powered in the past to being powered with this new technology. So that's why the Norwegian Parliament has passed this extension, giving these larger cruise ships until 2032. And that way people can continue to cruise through these fjords because the demand is so strong, and it is going to only continue because people are continuing to discover how beautiful these Norwegian fjords are. On another note, yes, these cruise ships emit a lot of carbon, but again, that's going to become less and less. So a lot of these ports throughout the world are converting their ports to where at the docks they are powering the ships from the dock. So traditionally you have these ships that are in port and they're not even moving, and you see these plumes of smoke coming out of the smokestacks of these cruise ships, and you're thinking, why is that going on? Because the ship's not even moving. Why does it need all this energy and power? Well, there's still a lot that needs to be powered inside a cruise ship, even when it's docked at port. So rather than use carbon, leave a carbon footprint when these ships are in port, they're now going to be converting a lot of these ports to where they can power these ships from land. So another great improvement. So I think we're going to continue to see a lot of great improvements and enhancements to the technology in the cruise industry, and that's only going to benefit the consumers, the environment, and also satisfy the demand, future demand for people wanting to cruise. So I hope you guys appreciate this new update and this information on how this legislation will be affecting future cruises in the Norwegian fjords. So stay with us for future videos, and thanks for watching. Take care.